We're going to wait another minute or so, but you may want to turn off or put your cell phones on silent mode. So let me begin in memory of those who have lost their lives for freedom in Iran. As the Kurdish song goes, your eyes are so beautiful that only freedom can tell. On behalf of linguistics, anthropology, and music history, I welcome Master مرادی and all of you to this long-anticipated scholarly intersection. Although linguistics, anthropology, and music history all consider music as a system in its own turn, we see its intrinsic and intimate relation with language, culture, and history. I do not qualify to speak about the structural or technical elements of Yaristan music, but I'd say as sponsors of this event, we know that music plays a significant part in the social and cultural organizations of different communities. And all this is historically situated. It is important to understand the culture that has given rise to this music and its structure. In this matter, we concur with Master مرادی, as he has spent his lifetime to present and preserve the musical culture and show the world the respect and the lofty place music has occupied in Yaristan culture. Although we come from separate fields, we document, we study, and preserve cultural heritage. Ekbur مرادی has dedicated his life and extensive knowledge to presenting and preserving Yaristan music. Through his musical productions, publications, education, and the establishment of his centers in his hometown for the maintenance and promulgation of this musical tradition. Yaristan is a tenacious yet marginalized culture, and lamentably, it has also been in a precarious state. But its music has flourished throughout Iran and in the world, like other styles of genres of music in the West and the East, such as classic music, jazz, and African-American, Latin and Latino music, and Eastern music, such as Persian, Indian, Arabic, Hebrew, to name a few. Yaristan music has been giving and receiving from others, and as a rich music, it has gained more prominence like other styles of music. It is also resilient. It communicates its message of love, lore, mysticism, and lyricism. It is indeed the cross-cultural dialogue, the collective voice of the neglected, the antiquity whose truth comes to us through the annals of history from immemorial times. Let us take a glimpse into the Yaristan geography, demography, language, and the role of Tembur, the long lute in this musical community in Iran. An instrument that Master مرادی will be playing skillfully after my talk. Master مرادی will be playing compositions and improvisations in two distinct parts, followed by questions and answer sequences. Because his English is not proficient, I will serve at the end as his interpreter for the Q&A. So, for those who don't know where the Yaristan people are, geographically, they are centered in the Kermanshah province in Iran, western part of Iran. There are also sizable populations of Yaristan in the Iraqi Kurdistan. They're called Kakais. The language that they speak is called Gorani, that you will hear probably is sparse, basically, words, and also a poem that will be recited in that language. So it is a Kurdish language written variety, a branch of northwestern Iranian languages. Now it is called Horami, which in 2012 actually was announced by UNESCO to be definitely, or rather I would say gravely, endangered. Yaristan literally means the home of friends. Their belief system is rooted in ethics, heterogeneity of religions, poetry, prose, and music. So Yaristanians believe in the transmigration and influence from Hinduism, diversity, peace, egalitarianism, and hard work ethics, related to Yazidis who were brutally subjected to genocide by ISIS, Islamic State of Iraq and in Iraq and Syria, who were defeated eventually by women, Kurdish women in Syria. Yaristanians are haunted by centuries of persecution and discrimination. In Iran, they are subjected to religious, political, and cultural discrimination with attempts to erase their otherness, subjected to so-called politics of rightful killing. Anyone who does not basically possess a book such as Baha'is and the Yaristanis would be definitely subjected to this politics of so-called rightful killing. The Yaristan struggle for liberation then is against both physical and cultural erasure, and their core culture or music has kept them alive. So this is the instrument that you will see. Tnbur has been given different names and different forms in different regions throughout different times. Structurally, it is simple. Its body is like a pear and a long neck that has 13 frets. Its headstock connected to the neck, on which there are 2 tuning keys with strings wrapped around them. Yaristan Tnbur has 3 strings that usually are tuned to different intervals, often played with fingers. It is one of the oldest instruments actually in the world, if we want to say with more confidence, in the East, in the Middle East. It traces back to 5,000 to 7,000 years ago. For the past 1,000 years, however, it has been established as an inseparable link between Yaristanism and their faith. The instrument has played a decisive role in its rituals, such as worship, naming, etc. It marks mysticism, literacy, religious litany, lyrical themes, education and prayer, poetry and prose of a faith traceable to antiquity. So what is Tnbur to them? It is actually the essence of being. It embodies mysticism. It embodies ecstasy. Maqam, which in Kurdish is called tarz, maqam is an Arabic word, are modes and modals of music. They believe that tarz or maqam blows spirit into the body of human beings. So Master Ali Ekber Meradi hopes to establish a bridge across cultures between us and the Yaristan's rich and resilient culture. He hopes to bring you some of the chants and rhythms that have been devoted, or rather developed, over thousands of years and some of the rhythms that he himself has created. Maqam embodies the cultural and spiritual values of Yaristan. It has a significant impact on other kinds of music, both local and global. The relation between maqam or tarz and tambur is comparable to body and mind. So part one, the pieces that will be performed are Allah Waisi, Hijrani in minor keys in Isfahan Muqam. For compositions of his own will be rehearsed based on Muqam Allah Waisi and Hijrani. The pieces will be characterized by rhythms of 6, 13, 5, and 2. Each rehearsal will last 2 minutes. And that is part one. Let me welcome Master Ali Akbar مرادی to the stage.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm very, very happy to be here with you, the students and the professor of Long Beach University. And I would like to thank to my old friend, Dr. Sharifi, for making this event possible. Thank you so much.
Just give him a short break. We are about to begin the second part of the program as well. And you will have the opportunity to hear Gorani, the language as well. So this maqam, basically the musical modal system, some of which you heard. In part two, the pieces would be based on Gharibi maqam. Gharibi is exiled, literally speaking, in major scale in Mahur modal. So the pieces will be in 2, 5, and 12 beats. The compositions will be fused music consisting of maqam Tembur, music of Kurdish genres of music or origin, and classic Iranian music. A common theme, actually, in Yaristan music is the theme of estrangement, or Gharibi. not only from the homeland in which one is born, but also from basically someone who is thrown into this world, a sense of alienation that human beings feel. Tahti was a poet who captured this feeling more than actually, I would say, 370 years ago, almost 400 years ago. The Gorani version will be recited by Ali Ashuri, a friend of mine. I will recite the translation by Sherry Laser as we continue with the second part of the performance. So this is the Gorani version. Probably I should read the English first. New clouds have come, enveloping a moist grief. I'm from a far land, overwhelmed by sorrow. No sooner the clouds let fall a drop than from my eyes shall flood a torrent of bloody tears into the dews of a new autumn. The grief of exile close around one's soul like an impassable rock. So the second part, as a matter of fact, would include performances by Master مرادی that would include several of his own compositions along with improvisations or musical compositions based on fused music, as I call it. So let's welcome back Master مرادی to the stage. actually, we would like to call him back to the stage. If you have any questions, definitely I didn't do justice to the topic. We do have two brilliant interpreters from our sign language program, and I will be translating, interpreting your basically questions to Master مرادی. If you have any questions, that would be great. About the instrument, about the history, he is really a store of knowledge. And at the same time, I will basically interpret his responses to you, and they will in turn provide their interpretation of what basically happens in the Q&A. So let me call back Mr. مرادی to the stage if you have any questions.
Yes, but the melody must be a little simple, no like this, and we must have a lot of practice together, a lot of practice.
Good for you.
Yes, I was 6 years old that I began to play Tembur complete by an accident because nobody in my family played Tembur before me. That time, about 55 years ago, it was not like today because we couldn't find the master of the Tembur very easily. There was a few man, no more. But I don't know. I began myself. I didn't know anything about the music and Tembur. My grandfather. Yes, asked me and bought some tools for me to play Tembur. And I tried to play, but I couldn't play. I don't know. One day I played something. I don't know why and how. Yeah, and after that, I went to school, and after that, I understand I must learn something more from the teachers, and began to learning. And it was continued about 20 years. And I was searching for all of the masters, and I went to their house and record and everything. And after that, I collected all of the maqams of the Tembur. And about 20 years ago, I realized it in the house of in Carrefour du Monde in Paris, a house for world music, in 4 CD, all of the Tembur maqamat. But no, it is different. It is, no, I have written a book for teaching Tembur, and they can, there is all of the maqamat, and I have record, and everybody can buy it. And there is a lot of, I have taught a lot of people to teach the Tanbur by this book. My book name is Saddar, means 100 lesson. And no, the way is better for learning Tanbur. Yeah. Thank you.
I have a question again. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Virtuosic and just absolutely exceptional. My question is related to the total system, the Magam. Is that how many of them are there, and does each one, like we've heard in the second part, do they index something like exile, they index different themes, or how does that work?
Yes, we have in Tanbur, we have 3 kinds of maqamat. 3 kinds. One kind names is the kalam maqamat. It is holy melodies for the artisan. And they played this melody in a special place with special people. Together, they sit in a circle, and they are holy music, holy maqamat. Its name is maqamat kalam. The other maqamat is that maqamat kalam has old rhythm, and for example, sometimes one melody has 52 rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 45. And it is very
Complex.
yeah, yes. And we need a lot of time for learning that kalamat. And the second kind of tambur maqamat is maqamat majlisi or bastani. These are awaz, no rhythm. No rhythm. No rhythm like this. And the third maqamat is maqamat majazi. Maqamat majazi is for for living in this world. You know, for music for peace, music for fight, music for horse riding, music for dance, music for love, music for die, for everything. So we have 3 kinds of maqamat in Tanbur, and I think all of these together are about between 90 to 100 maqam. Yeah. But this thing that today I played based off the maqamat. You know, I played my melody based off the first part based off Hijrani and Alawisi, and part 2 based off Maqam Karibi. Thank you.
What would you say are the main techniques for playing tambur?
Yes, its name is Tanbur technique. What the technique of the masters of the Tanbur a little different. For example, in my book, I have write 16 plectrum for right hand, and you must learn. It is difficult to explain what is the technique. You must listen, see, and watch, and understand and love. Yeah.
May I ask the question? So the lower string is the lower string on the instrument is mainly droning, and then the upper strings are where all the melodic activity happens. Was I seeing that correctly?
We must play it along the body, you know. Sometimes because we can make wave like this, you know. So sometimes the back is better, sometimes middle, sometimes the neck. So we must walk with my fingers on the body for playing a better music. No. No,
So
we,
it
we,
makes
we,
no difference. It's just, you know, how you walk through your
for all of the music, we can do this.
Is there ever like a vocal aspect to music, or is it mainly just playing the instrument?
Could you repeat your question?
Is there ever like a vocal aspect, like singing, or like that kind of aspect to it?
Good question. Yes. When we were, I was child and I was playing one of my masters. When I began to playing, after 1 second says, sing. Yes. The tambour player must sing too. If you don't sing, you can't play the maqamat completely. You must learn first the singing after maqam and after the playing that. It is very important. In Iran, we say 2 words. One is khoniagar. Khoniagar means is a position that who plays and sing. And ramishgar is the musician that only play. But the tambour player must be khoniagar, must be play and sing too.
So why didn't you sing? Yeah, I was wondering why you didn't sing.
You're supposed to sing for it, Professor.
Okay.
It's a duo.
Okay. I can't do this. Because there isn't any microphone, only one microphone playing. Sometimes when I speak English, sometimes myself can't understand.
Very well, yeah.
So, like, aside from singing and playing the instrument, is there like any dancing involved as well? Because I noticed that even while playing the instrument, there was a certain posture to your knee and leg. Of the instrument, it wasn't just crisscross. So, like, do you ever like play the instrument standing up or while dancing?
وقتی که ساعت کلیه سازده بو آپاکی و منشوه چون بعدش تو لیده یک دفعه بهن و حتی آپاکی.
Yes, but we have 2 kinds of dance. Dance, we say in Farsi, in Persian we say raqs, and in Kurdish we say al-parke. And another dance is soma. The Sufi people dance, the Sufi dance names is sama. Yes, you can sama with this instrument too. Why not? And you can dance too. I think all of the music is holy. All of the music. Yeah.
So I have a question. I read somewhere that there are 72 maqams, but you said it's much more than that.
72 maqam only for kalam maqamat and majlisi maqamat. No majazi. Majazi add to this 272.
Okay, thank you very much. No more questions. We appreciate your participation and we appreciate your presence.
Thank you. Thank you.